call the Honourable Peter Dunn.
Mr Chairman, I'll ignore most of Mr Nash's comments because they don't deserve a response, and come to Mr Cunliffe's points, which were more substantial. Well, the member makes an interjection. He should try and demonstrate some credibility before he starts to comment about process, something he understands nothing about. His colleague, Mr Cunliffe, on the other hand, Mr Nash is hurt now. I'll come to Mr Nash. Mr Nash stands here, trumpets his knowledge, which actually fills a thimble, and then gets concerned when he's drawn to account. Mr Cunliffe, I think, made a worthy effort, which I will seek to respond to. Oh dear! Now we're getting into personal prejudice.
Point of order.
I don't think that Stuart Nash, well, in fact, he's regularly referred to you in the last 30 seconds, and I think that's against standing orders.
Well, can I just deal with this matter of you, hopefully, finally. You in itself, Y-O-U, is not a prescribed word in this House. People say you, it doesn't necessarily always mean it applies to the chair. Now, Mr Nash was interjecting towards Mr Dunn and was making reference from the you in that context. I took it to be Mr Dunn. However, I would say that although Mr Nash hasn't shifted his seat for the purposes of interjecting, he is interjecting continuously from that, and I just want to get on with the debate. So can we just tie-ho here, draw a breath, and let's move forward. I call the Honourable Peter Dunn.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. I'm happy to do that. I wanted to respond to 2 points that were made by Mr Cunliffe. The first one related to the issue of regulatory impact statements. I made a comment earlier with respect to that. I've had some more inquiry made about process. I can inform him as follows. As I said in my earlier comments, the provisions relating to LAQCs were part of the post-budget regulatory impact material. When the SOP that is the subject of the debate today was released on Tuesday, so too were regulatory impact statements regarding the social assistance provisions, the changes to non-resident seasonal workers and the Maori Authority changes. So that material is all out there in the public arena. Now,
Point of order, the Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr Chairman, I thank the Minister very much for his so far partial explanation, but Mr Chairman, the point of order is this.
Order. I'm on my feet. Order. If the member is going to take a point of order, the member makes a point of order. The member doesn't get up and start issuing thank yous and all sorts of other things. The standing orders are quite to the point. They talk about terse thank yous and salutations to whoever are irrelevant. If the member wants to make a point of order, the member stands in point of order and delivers the point of order.
Mr Chairman, the point of order is this, that if a regulatory impact statement was issued, as the Minister now contends, Mr Chairman, as the Speaker in the Chair, I take it that you would be responsible for ensuring that that was attached to the draft bill and the SOP, and it does not so appear. Can the Chair explain why the RIS is not available to the House?
Can I just say to the member, that's not a point of order. That's not a point of process. The member is seeking information. If the member wishes to seek information, then he does so by way of debate. The member can stand, take a call and make the point by way of that. The member does not make that point by way of a point of order. That has nothing to do with the order of the House. I call the Honourable Peter Dunn.
Thank you, Mr Chairman.
Fresh point of order, the Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr Chairman, I thought it proper to address a matter of House order and procedure to you as the Chair, not to the Minister responsible, because, sir, it is you who presides over the House. The Minister is saying that he's issued a regulatory impact statement. It has not been tabled in the House. I take it that as the Speaker you are responsible for parliamentary services and the Office of the Clerk, and I take it would have been the responsibility of the Office of the Clerk to ensure that it appeared before the House, which it has not.
I just make the point again that the member is not able to distinguish between a matter which is a matter of order of the proceedings of the House and a matter which is of a material fact and what a member has or hasn't done. If the member has a question about that, that is for him to address it to the Minister, because the Minister is responsible for those matters. As the Chair of the committee, I am not. I am responsible for the organisation of the debate, the structure of the debate and making sure that the House's standing orders are complied with. That's a matter for the Minister. Now, I've answered that question for him now twice. I hope we have got it clear at this point. I want to call now the Honourable Peter Dunn.
Mr Chairman, let me respond to the point that Mr Cunliffe has made. The regulatory impact statements to which I referred have been issued publicly. They are available via the IRD policy website. They are freely available in that regard. I wanted to come back to the point, though, that he raised regarding the PI regime, because he and I will recall from a previous existence a lot of the issues that led to the introduction of the PI regime. It wasn't actually, as Mr Nash contended, to do with KiwiSaver. It was a consequence of changes which I think, when he was holding this portfolio, he initiated relating to offshore investments and a number of the changes that occurred around that regime in 2007 from memory. And he will recall that we had subsequently a lot of discussion about what became known as cash pies or land pies or various iterations of the pie regime. So the issue has been one of how this new vehicle is adapted for the future, if you like. And in many senses, the jury is still out on that, because it's something that the Savings Working Group, which is due to report early next year, will also be focusing its attention on in terms of the broader canvas. In terms of the specific provisions in this part of the bill, they are consequential on the changes being made to the definition of income for social assistance purposes. And those provisions do not relate to individual contributors, but they relate to the funds themselves. So the question that he was raising about the impact on contributors is lessened. This is an impact on the funds. The funds have been fully consulted throughout the development of these proposals and are broadly supportive of them. So I think that deals with the question that he was raising. This is a very specific and narrow area. It's not a major area of policy. It's an administrative change consequential upon some other changes that are being made, which one of his colleagues indicated his party was broadly supportive of. So, Mr Chairman, I thought I should put that on the record at this point. I have no intention of interfering with or delaying the debate, but I do want to put those facts on the record because they may be of assistance.